I just finished this awesome book by Gary Keller called The One Thing. And he asks a very simple question as the premise of the book. He says, what's the one thing that you can do that makes everything else easier or unnecessary? Not the 5 things, 2 is too many, the one thing. Right? And you can ask this question in any aspect of your life, whether it's professional or personal. In your marriage, what's the one thing that you can do that makes everything else easier? Is it eating together? Is it going on date night once a week? Is it praying together? In your fitness journey, what's the one thing that you can do? Is it finally hiring that PT to keep you accountable? Is it running 5 miles every single day? And you can also ask this question in business. At Schleps, right here in this startup that I'm on this journey on, what's the one thing I should be focused on right now that makes everything else easier? I've got a pretty good idea, and that's the very purpose of this video. What's the one thing I need to be focused on right now? So let's talk about it. You see, there's always so much to do in this startup. I mean, look at this place. We need to put in the hardwood floors and run the HVAC. We need signage outside so people can find us. We have to get set up on Google My Business and get some Google reviews. But is any of that my one thing? What about the website? I need blog content for SEO. The mobile app needs updates. I have to write the code for push notifications, which I've never done before. Thank God for YouTube University. How to do push notifications in React. I have to put together shelves for packages, desks and chairs so I don't have to sit on these paint buckets anymore. There's a ton of stuff to do. But what is the one thing in this business that I can do that makes everything else easier or unnecessary? Or maybe my one thing is editing these YouTube videos. It's definitely not making these videos. But let me tell you something. When you want to pick the one thing that you want to be focused on, you got to think in business that there are demand constraints and supply constraints. A supply constraint is when you have demand that you cannot fill. For example, let's say one day this store was just busting out the seams with packages, this mail, but I didn't have enough space. That's a supply constraint. Or if it's just me in here working and it's difficult to hire people, a supply constraint. A demand constraint is when you just don't have customers. Customers don't know you're here. Customers don't know your value proposition. Customers really don't understand your services. That's what we have right now is a demand constraint. So the one thing that I can do that makes everything else easier or unnecessary is generate demand. So generate demand, get customers is the one thing that I can do that makes everything easier. How I'm going to do that, I'm going to use sales. I'm going to use LinkedIn Navigator to identify small businesses or businesses that are working remote, and I'm going to reach out to them via email or on socials and pitch my services, pitch my digital mailboxes, explain the value proposition with the app, how they can access their mail from anywhere digitally, it's a safe and secure way, giving them freedom to basically access their stuff from anywhere. I'm going to get them from Sales Navigator and then put them into a CRM. So I'm going to use HubSpot CRM. It's very easy to keep track of all the conversations and touch points that you have with your prospects, and then you can just move them along the sales pipeline. So that's what we're gonna do. All right, guys, so that's my one thing, sales. I'm gonna use HubSpot, reach out and try to prospect to at least 150 prospects a day, and then do the cold outreach to about half of them, trying to sell the services. I'll let you know how that goes in another video. But let me know what your one thing is. It can be personal and professional, but let's execute and let's get to work, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.